Isn't it upsetting to find the ideal development opportunity only to discover that it's just too expensive for you to undertake? You think you have what it takes to make the development the best it can be, the abilities, the enthusiasm, and the dedication, but your growing bank account is keeping you from doing so. But hold on, have you given a joint venture in real estate development, rehabbing, or wholesaling some thought? If not, you really should. Alternative opportunities like joint venture property investments are increasingly emerging as a viable choice for investors looking for new ways to achieve portfolio diversification. This increase in demand has posed some important questions to investors eager to explore the route, giving them a less time-consuming way to achieve desirable returns with real estate in an environment where traditional routes, including buy-to-let, are becoming increasingly constrained. So guys, in today's video, we will look into some of the most crucial things you need to know about joint venture property investing. Without further ado, let's begin. But first, what is a joint venture property investment? Simply put, a joint venture is a business partnership between two or more parties where each party contributes something of value, whether it be money, credit, property, traits, or expertise, to achieve a common goal. In real estate, joint ventures are often used to purchase and develop properties. Property joint ventures are typically created to carry out combined projects or residential and commercial development projects. Others may be smaller ventures with fewer investors, while some may be large-scale redevelopment projects involving multiple partners. In either case, the goal are still to deliver programs that have a good impact, frequently on a regional level that is specifically targeted and generate profits for all partners. When it comes to acquiring properties using a joint venture, there are a few key things to keep in mind. One is that you'll need to find the right partner or partners. This could be another investor, a developer, or a real estate agent. The key is to find someone with the skills and resources you lack. Another important consideration is the structure of the joint venture. There are several different types of joint ventures, including general partnerships, limited partnerships, and limited liability companies. Each has its own advantages and disadvantages, so it's important to choose the right one for your needs. Once you have found the right partner and set up the joint venture, you'll need to work together to find and acquire properties. This may involve scouting out potential properties, researching the area, and negotiating with the seller. One of the key benefits of a joint venture is that it allows you to pool your resources, which can make it easier to purchase properties that might otherwise be out of reach. How to JV on a home renovation to resell. Joint venturing a rehab on a house can involve a number of steps, including 1. Finding a partner. The first step in JVing a rehab is to find a partner who can provide the funding, credit, and/or resources necessary for the project. This can be another investor, a contractor, or a developer. 2. Negotiating the terms of the JV. Once you have found a partner, it is important to negotiate the terms of the JV. This can include the scope of the work to be done, the profit split, the management of the project, and the responsibilities of each party. Identifying the property. Together with your partner, you will need to identify a property that is suitable for rehab. This can involve researching properties in the area, analyzing their potentials for profit, and determining the cost of the renovation. 4. Securing financing. Once you have identified the property, you will need to secure financing for the project. This can involve working with a lender or using your own funds or those of your partner. Rehabilitation. With financing in place, you and your partner can begin the rehabilitation process. This can involve hiring contractors to perform the work, overseeing the progress of the project, and making sure that the work is completed on time and within budget. 6. Exit strategy. After the rehab is complete, you and your partner will need to decide on an exit strategy. This can involve selling the property, renting it out, or flipping it. It's important to have a well-written joint venture agreement that outlines the roles and responsibilities of both partners and the process for decision-making, communication, and dispute resolution. It's always a good idea to consult with legal and financial professionals to ensure that the JV is structured in a way that meets the need of all parties involved. How to JV a wholesale deal. A joint venture can play a key role in the process of wholesaling real estate properties or land. Wholesaling is a strategy where an investor, also known as wholesaler, finds a property at a discounted price and then assigns the contract to another buyer for a higher price. In a joint venture scenario, the wholesaler might partner with another investor who provides the funds to purchase the property. The wholesaler then uses their expertise to find and negotiate the deal, while the other investor provides the capital. Once the property is acquired, the wholesaler assigns the contract to another buyer, and the profits are split between the two partners according to the terms of the joint venture agreement. A joint venture can also be used when wholesaling land. Land wholesaling is a process of buying and reselling land, usually at a profit. In this scenario, a land wholesaler can team up with a land developer who can provide the funding, and the wholesaler uses their expertise to find and purchase the land at a discounted price. The developer then develops the land and sells it for a profit. Joint ventures can be beneficial for wholesaling because they allow the wholesaler to access the resources and expertise of another investor, which can make it easier to find and acquire properties. Additionally, the wholesaler can share the risk of the investment with the other partner, which can make it less risky for the wholesalers. What are the investment risks? There is always some risk involved with investments, as there is with all investments. Risk factors for joint venture property investments can be broken down into some categories, and they should be made clear on all marketing collateral. Typical risk considerations include the risk of capital loss with all investments. Also, as there is currently no secondary market for the transfer of shares, investments can be viewed as illiquid. Additionally, unforeseen delays could affect the initial rate of return, aka IRR, such as obtaining statutory approvals, adhering to building codes, or dealing with other contractual or construction-related issues. Additionally, sales price may differ from those anticipated in the financial predictions, which could affect investment returns positively or negatively. What therefore is the best way to reduce potential investment risks? The investment risk of joint venture opportunities in real estate can be reduced in several ways. First and foremost, it's crucial to conduct thorough due diligence. A well-written information memorandum or opportunity note should give investors a fair and clear overview of the investment opportunity. Initial due diligence may also include evaluations of the project's proposals, the project's property development team, and the market conditions and future trends. It might be useful to meet the team behind the project if you are thinking about making a huge investment. To confirm the authenticity and efficacy of activities, investors could think about visiting the site and looking over past and current projects. So, how is the deal structured? A joint venture can be structured in a variety of ways, depending on the needs and goals of the parties involved. Some of the most common structures include 1. General partnership. In a general partnership, all partners share in the management, profits, and liabilities of the venture. Each partner has an equal say in the decision-making process and is jointly and severally liable for the debts and obligations of the venture. 2. Limited partnership. In a limited partnership, there are both general partners and limited partners. The general partners manage the venture and are personally liable for its debts, while the limited partners provide capital and share in the profits, but do not participate in the management of the venture and have limited liability. Limited Liability Company, or LLC. An LLC is a type of business structure that combines the benefits of a corporation and a partnership. It provides the members of the LLC with limited personal liability for the debts and obligations of the venture, and the management of the LLC can be structured in a variety of ways, such as through a manager-managed or member-managed structure. 4. Corporation. In a corporation, the shareholders provide capital but do not participate in the management of the venture. They are not personally liable for the debts and obligations of the venture. The management of the corporations is carried out by a board of directors who are elected by the shareholders. 5. Hybrid structure. A joint venture can also be structured as a hybrid of the above, such as a limited partnership with an LLC as the general partner or a corporation with multiple shareholders. When structuring a joint venture, it's important to consider the goals and needs of the parties involved, as well as any legal and tax implications. It's advisable to consult with a lawyer or accountant to determine the best structure for your specific situation. Now, what other capital forms part of the project finance package? In a joint venture real estate investment, it might be helpful to be aware of the different sources of cash that stands alongside your own. This can serve as a reassuring factor by enabling investors to learn more about the other investments they are supporting alongside this project, so promoting transparency and boosting investors' trust in the endeavor. Project-to-project funding structures will differ, but it is important to understand what extra capital is included in the funding structure, also known as the capital stack. It may be necessary to take into account equity investment, which is the initial money provided by investors, or mezzanine financing, which is intended to fill the gap between the developer's available deposit and the loan offered by the senior lender, and it's typically secured by taking a second charge over the development. Senior debt, or typical property development loans where the lender takes a first charge over the development, is another alternative that you could take into consideration. Target development profit is the profit margin that the development aims to achieve after completion, together with the volume of sales needed to break even. What experience does the property development team have? A skilled group with a proven track record is necessary for the effective delivery of a property joint venture. It is strongly recommended that you take the time to learn about the skills of the project team and investment team before choosing a purchase of this kind. One way to find out about the skills of the property team and their level of industry experience is to look into recent or past developments. So, how can you review documents? Investors naturally have a lot of questions. Therefore, access to detailed information and the ability to quickly assess the project's status at any moment should be a top priority. Joint venture property investors would be advised to take the precautions of making sure that access to pertinent information is allowed. A trustworthy investment provider will make sure that all necessary documentation, adjustments, or updates to investments are disclosed to investors promptly and transparently. Finally, it has never been more important for investors thinking about joint venture property investments to review the questions I mentioned earlier. As joint venture property investing continues to gain popularity and demand for conventional routes like buy-to-let drop as a result of tightening legislations, rising maintenance costs, and an overall limited ability to produce significant and timely returns. Having said that, joint ventures can be a powerful tool for real estate investors, but they are not right for everyone. By understanding what a joint venture is and how it works, and by finding the right partner and structure, you can increase your chances of success. Remember, joint venture is a partnership, so communications and trust is key. Post a comment if you have any further questions or new video suggestions. Remember to like, subscribe, and share so we can bring you more content like this.